Testing. All right. Mic's working. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing an extreme stream. Hey, what's up, Andre? Sell Everything Edition Part 2. I think my last one was called Sell Everything Edition. I think we changed it during the live stream. So, yeah, so you talk about a relief rally, Andre. Unfortunately, that's kind of what you had up in here. Was that your idea? Nice. Yeah. I think we changed it a couple of times the other day. That was pretty funny. I I had fun during that one. That was a good one. That was a good one. But yeah, this is definitely kind of a sell everything edition. Really. Wait for some people to roll in here. Start a stream out of nowhere, so we'll see where that gets us. Hit the like button if you're jumping in here. Leave a comment down below. That'll help YouTube think that I'm half-ass relevant anymore. Pretty aggressive move down on BTC, obviously, almost 15%. That is a big day. Volume is already huge, and it is staying consistently huge. 54 minutes left to go in this particular candle, and we will, potentially double up to there. We'll see if selling slows down or not. Hey, what's up, Mike? Yeah, I do an extreme stream with the market action. A couple people mentioned I should, so I figured I should. So I don't know if everybody shows up today. Maybe we'll just do like an early power hour or something. But the market action is definitely needs its own stream because we did break. I mean, we snapped levels a while ago here, but we really, I mean, today is the day where Bitcoin people holding Bitcoin said, "Oh, I haven't been selling Bitcoin. I've only been selling all of the altcoins. Oh, I missed one." And then they are, and then now here you are. People be freaking out. What, that I'm live? Yeah, when I'm live too often, it's not a good sign. Definitely not a good sign. This is a pretty big day though. Pretty big deal here. Oh, there you go, Andre. Yeah, spread it around. Absolutely. So I don't know. I thought about maybe what to do during this show because usually when I stream, I'm doing the power hour. I don't want to do that. I want to save that for the power hour. So I know a couple of market theories just popped up in Slack. I guess we can talk about some of those. Ryuk, I'm not sure what Ryuk's username is on here, but if you're on here, he was discussing something. I thought he did a pretty good job on the chart. I think the circumstances are slightly different. We can discuss that. And then Andre was just talking about like a relief rally. The problem right now is that the relief rally already occurred, and the problem was this was our relief rally. So that one's a little bit easier to address. When you get in these market situations, something that I often do is say, okay, let's see how we handle this, because like everyone is trying to jump out and do predictions and say what's going to happen. I usually I can't say that I never did that. I think I obviously did do that. I think everybody goes through that phase, but I think it kind of evolves into a little bit more, even though that's still in the back of your mind. Hey, what up, English? How you doing? It evolves a little bit more into, okay, you know, I think this is what's happening, but the opposite is happening. So let's see what happens in that direction. Or even if it follows through in the direction you think, because we can try to go down multiple times before we finally break and go up multiple times before we finally break up. So I definitely think it's a situation where you have to kind of watch and see what's going to happen. Lately, though, it's just confirmed more and more bearish action. Had two opportunities to try to reverse itself. Each time it got taken out quicker and quicker, and that's kind of what you end up with here today. Yesterday, I mean, really the past couple of days, just very very full red bars, and I mean now if you look at this BTC trend in the bigger picture. I don't think there's a lot good to bring out of it. So let's talk about what Raik was talking about. We'll get there. We'll get there, ATMs. I'm holding it for you. I'm going to edge out a little bit longer here. There are only so many levels it can go. I fancy 20K, but it's the fact it could do anything. So, yeah, when we're talking about lows, 20,000 is an obvious one. And I'm not necessarily mad at an obvious low, but it just seems a little bit like everybody's looking for 20K. So, when you look back in history, Mike just hijacked. I was going to talk about Ryuk's chart, but Mike hijacked it. He knows how to hijack stuff. Here we go. So this is the index chart. This goes all the way back for forever, which is super cool. If you go back to 2013, the 2013 part due, it actually undercut the prior high a substantial amount. It's about 40%, 40% lower. Yeah, if you're a while ago we did a lot of potential lows. Well, not all in one day. I think we've done them over time. 14K, yeah, I'm with you. I think it's pretty obvious. 12K is pretty obvious. I mentioned we have targets at almost every $2,000 to $4,000 level on the way down from 30,000. Because I mean, you could argue, this, you can argue this, which is 20K. For context, there's the 2017 high. You can argue that for context. That also puts you in a measured move drop. So maybe Farhan gets his 19,999 sale price, which would be hilarious. I hope Farhan catches the bottom. That'd be pretty cool. And then, lower, excuse me, lower from there, from 20K, you can't go straight to 14K, but I mean, you almost can. There's not a lot in this area. There's this from on all the way on the left, right above where it says 2018, that little peak after 20,000. But these are all like this. I don't believe this is really relevant anymore. It's just too long ago and too small of a high. This is much more significant. This is like 90% of it. This is 10% of it if you're looking at highs over here. And over here, obviously 20K stands out. And this measured move actually takes us down to 20K. Zero, I don't have a measured move to zero. The measured moves are actually well past zero, which means they're pretty nonsensical. I would say the negative thing about that, not to conflate these two assets, but Litecoin long time ago had measured moves of just substantially lower price levels. If you look at this drop right here, and you extrapolate that lower, you get, negative 163 from 123. So and the reason I say that could be bad if you try to do that on BTC is Litecoin has been a garbage asset ever since this rally here. Keep in mind, Litecoin did this pretty much all by itself, if I remember correctly. So did this all by itself. I don't remember if it topped by itself. I don't remember that, but a couple of things ran early, but Litecoin just wouldn't stop and just kept going, kept going. Then it had this massive, massive drop. And if you measure move that, it's nihilistic. What do you mean, Andre? I'm good with words. I'm not actually familiar with nihilistic. Bearish? I need to know that term. I actually like that word. I'm just not super. And good spelling, too. I like that. Rejecting all religious and moral principles in the belief that life is meaningless. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I can't blame him. I really can't blame him in that regard. I mean, I was just... Crypto usually hasn't been an asset class that's been correlated to the stock market up until recently. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that there are a lot more traditional finance people involved in the cryptocurrency space. You can call them institutions, call them whatever you want, but I do think that is definitely been a change in this market. And I don't know if that's why you're seeing, the market's doing what they're doing, but it looks like the same game that they usually play, which means Bitcoin's on a much longer time frame now potentially. So, but going back to the thing about a measured move, if you try to measured move, this flag, this bull flag, bear flag here, if you try to measure move that in the same capacity, you don't get near zero, but you do get to some stupid low levels. $1,000 BTC. I'm not so sure that's reasonable, but I mean, that it is a measured move that's on the table, so that is a straight up measured move. Uh, Mom's texting me real quick. Let me just reply to her. All right. Could you look at the 2019? We touched the 200 weekly for a while, then bounced, and we're touching the 200 weekly. Via looks bullish now. Via always looks bullish, man. What are you talking about? Isn't Via the best? Via doesn't exist anymore. Oh gosh. Yeah, not going with that. I did want to look at before you guys get me even further distracted. But yeah, so the stream today. First of all, guys, hit the like button if you want to. If you like the show, if you like the program, if you're enjoying yourself, hit the like button. Helps YouTube with algorithm, and we're in reality we're all here because of algorithms. So there you go. Of course, I checked it. We got yeah. Why wouldn't I check Via? You say Vlia, I think Vlad. That's it. So Vlad's cool. Do anything for Vlad. There you go. Let's yeah. I did want to check out this chart though, and this actually goes with someone's other thing about the 200 moving average. Yeah, I know. Why do you think I checked it? Um, Fahim, how you doing? Yeah, I jump on from time to time. So this is an interesting chart. I'm not sure. So okay, Dreamcar said 2019 touched the 200 weekly here. You're referring to this one? Because I believe this is the 200 weekly, and so this is 2018's touch. So what he was looking at here. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Okay, maybe we'll be able to do that. There we go. So we'll forget the RSIs for now. Let's just understand that they're at lows. That makes a lot of sense there. NYC, what's up, NYC? You guys still wearing masks in the bathroom? I don't know why that's so funny to me. That's what I remember about New York right now is everybody has to wear masks everywhere. Um, so I don't know. I view these as a little bit different, but in one regard, I definitely have to respect this moving average. I'm not mad at the moving average. I'm not necessarily sure that we can definitively call a low based strictly on the fact that we are on a moving average. So that in of itself isn't an actionable event. If you want to act on this event, definitely you have to mitigate your risk. 2018, okay, yeah. So Dreamcar, you're not Ryuk, are you? Because this is the chart that he posted. I think it's a he. I don't know, but so if this is what you're referring to, if you keep in mind, 2020, even though it did undercut the 200-day, I mean, it got down to about that level too. I will say in recent history, and we'll look at this chart in a little bit, but this was a really well annotated chart. So keep in mind the two situations. Here we have a 30K breakdown, basically. I mean, you could maybe argue an upward slant on this, and I think I have that on my chart with the head and shoulders pattern. Let's go to a different chart real quick. There we go. That'll work. So you could argue this is a head and shoulders pattern. Even though the right shoulder isn't very exaggerated, that's not a deal breaker. You could argue that is your neckline, which puts us down in those really rarefied levels if we're to take this as a measured move. So yeah, this is a negative measured move. If you view that as that's a negative 1100. So yeah, obviously I don't think we're getting down there. But if you view this as similar to this 6K drop over here. Remember, 6K was a horizontal. We were there for 6 months. It just couldn't get off of it just couldn't get any higher, and then just kept drifting down into nothing. Then had a big drop, and it dropped for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit more. Wait, this is a weekly chart, I think. Hold on a second. Is it weekly or daily? There it is. It is a weekly chart. Okay, so 5 weeks. And if you look at these lines right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, maybe it's actually a little bit closer than I anticipated, originally thought. Hmm. Yeah, maybe they are a little bit more similar. Maybe our 30,000. Let's do this. Yeah, sure. By coming to Jesus, trying to find the right, just trying to find the right result, and trying to, uh, yeah, just trying to find a reasonable response here. So that was about a 50% drop. If we're gonna view that in context, um, that's a 36%. If we get to 50%, we're down here at below 20,000. 20,000 puts us at 44. If we do 50%, if we do a measured move, which actually that's not a measured move, that's just a follow through on a breakdown point here. I mean, one thing pointing to that being more legitimate in this scenario is the fact that this is a pretty high volume day. I mean, if you look at the volume, even on this garbage Bitfinex chart, it is larger than all of these actions over here, which definitely negates these candles. And if you're looking at Binance, we're getting there. If we look at the index chart, which is supposed to be an amalgamation of all of them, we are at pretty high levels. We're not quite there yet, but we're at pretty high levels. Hey, what's up, D? I don't think I have a friend that's named D. I don't think you're my D, but hi, D. His name's Derek, but I'm sure your name may be Derek too. At the same time, so looking at it in that context, cool, gotcha. So that is kind of yeah. What you got? Oh, you know what, guys? I did find. I know some of you guys are in the power hour, some of you just are not, but I did find a setting. I wasn't looking for it buried somewhere where I apparently said to hide links. So if anybody does want to post a good link in chat, feel free to, and we'll see if it works. I mentioned that the other day. We always wonder why we couldn't share links, and I checked a bunch of settings, and they all looked correct. And I found another one. I don't even remember where I found it, like deep in the settings. And there you go. So yeah, if you got a trading view chart or something, feel free to post it. If you Oh, it's not showing the link. Okay. Okay. So going back to what we were discussing, volume here. If you look at the index chart, it's not impressive yet. If you think we're going to double average, well, we won't double average volume because we have 8 hours left. So we'll be about here, which puts us in some good company. So there's that. That's a capitulative candle right there. That held us up for a substantial period of time, although it was too soon on the drop. And then we have this one. We have obviously 2020. Hey, what up, Jake? Geez, that arm. That's I don't know. Take the peak on the arm down a little bit. That's more like mine. It's a little bit too much muscle on that appendage there, bud. Um oh, what's this channel I've got going on here too? Oh, there you go. Look at my channel. Channel is pretty 75 basis point hike, Loopy? Is that what they're talking about? You're killing me if that's the case. You're killing me. No way they're talking about 75 basis point hike. Oh, nothing. Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't work. Maybe. I don't know. If you're in Slack, you can send a link in Slack. If you, oh, there's Slack. It's right here. Yeah. So if you wanna send a link in Slack, if you're in Slack, feel free to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. So I guess that link thing isn't quite working. I'm not sure if it's just due to whatever, but 200-week moving average heat map. So anyway, back to this thing here. Oh, gotcha. Fair enough. Okay. Are those dashes on moving average heat map? I'll take a look at that in a little bit. Um, yeah. So this is a little bit more interesting as a parallel. Obviously, the percentages are different. Um, so this had a really extensive and fast break. This was a little bit less fast, obviously. And a bit of a difference here And looking at these charts, I mean, we're a little further off the 200 moving average here than we were here on this big spike down here. So that's a bit of a difference. And we're following through. It looks like a little bit better underneath that low than we did here. And it looks like our volume, I'm not sure when this was taken, but this volume is pretty low. Oh, this is weekly. That's why. That's why this is weekly. Okay, let's go check it out. Ichimoku Cloud, we're well below anything Ichimoku. Well below. It's irrelevant. Ichimoku guys they've been on vacation for a minute. they've been they've been in for a minute. Um yeah, so one thing different here. So here we're back to the daily chart now. Here is the here is that 2018 scenario. So 2018 has a drop. You have a small bull flag or bear flag, and then you have this move lower that actually loses steam. That's one thing here, is that this eventually loses steam, and you do end up with some pretty big up days. So trying to buy in here, I'm not exactly sure which day today would be in this scenario. Maybe it's this day up here. Maybe it's this day down here or this day down here. We don't know yet. It's not over. Not to mention, it's hard to pick a day to be like another day in this context, but we don't know. I mean, because if you look at this day here, this is a day with some pretty extraordinary volume, and we obviously go substantially lower than that. That gets dropped by another almost 30%. So even if we end up with a candle like this, it doesn't mean that we're back in the game. And I think a lot of people are going to be making decisions. Looks like someone just talked about Jake is going to be laddering at 23.6. So lots of different strategies. I'm not mad at strategies. Just be willing to hold percentages lower than that. I don't have any specific numbers for you, but if it gets to 14K, is that okay with you? Are you okay with it being at 14K? Because the second you say that's not possible, is the second that you're getting yourself into trouble. What's a Slack channel? Oh, it's my I've got a Slack chat room that we've had for a while now. Yeah, you can post links in Slack. Um, wasn't really pushing my website, but if you go to my website, you can go to real-crypto.com and join our community right here. That's the Slack channel, and then you can join in there. And I'm Real Crypto, and there's obviously some other people in there that actually, yeah, not too much chat since I started the stream, but yeah, it's over there if you're interested in that. So looking at this scenario compared to current context, one thing that is abashingly different is there's really lack of bases in this structure. So you have to keep in mind in 2018 here what happened is that we went sideways for an extraordinarily long period of time. This may as well be 75 years in terms of bases, 280 days. It's just an extreme level to hold for such a long period of time, and then to go this flat, a 10% range over 2 months is is basically bonkers. It's essentially bonkers. And then you get this very dramatic drop, 30% in about a week, and then you follow it through a few more weeks with another 23%. What we have today is different. Today, this is behaving like, hey, what up, Ted? Everybody say hi to Ted. What is happening now is a bit of a more measured response. So you have a move down, a large bear flag, and now we have a consolidation. So we have a consolidation, which is considered a base. If this were inverted, there we go. If this were inverted, you would be buying this with gusto because this is nothing but bullish action. Nothing but bullish action. So yeah, but we are not in that scenario right now. Now, First things first, I'm noticing 18 likes out of 51 viewers. Guys, hit the like button. I would appreciate that. Um, Something about markets is that you can't go down forever. Okay. I'm a firm believer in that, especially in very high quality assets. Um, Visible range volume profile. Yeah, we can do that in a little bit. What do we got? 30 minutes. Am I doing a newsletter today? Ah, damn, I forgot about. I'd start my newsletter right about now. Um, I don't know what I would say in the newsletter. Maybe I'll end this in about 15 minutes. I'll do a bit of an abbreviated newsletter. I can't imagine there's a lot. So we'll stop in 15 minutes at quarter till. That'll give me time to do the news to do a decent newsletter. So we'll do that. We'll stop in 15 minutes, guys. Get your questions in, get your scenarios in. Happy to entertain them. All that stuff. Hey, thanks for hitting the likes, guys. I do appreciate that. Looks like some of you did that. Appreciate it. But yeah, so different now is this basing structure, which someone joked earlier, or they didn't joke earlier. So someone said earlier about, hey, aren't we due a relief rally? And I said we already got it, and they were on the weekly chart, which is going to look funny. Oh, there's your relief rally right there. Oh, you said like 13 red candles in a row. No, they weren't. There was a green candle in there. That was your relief rally. Oh, you're on the Coinbase chart. That's why. This is the index. I wonder if it's different. That's Coinbase. I got a green candle there. Oh, they're all green. Oh, that one's red. Binance is... How is Binance? Oh, that's Ethereum. Okay. But the whole general point is that, that being your relief rally, that's a problem. And your chart is different. I'm not sure why your chart's different. Your chart, it's OHLC candles. That's weird. I'm not sure why your chart's different there, Andre, but it's a little bit different. Anyway, but the main difference here, if we'll stay with the weekly for a minute, let's get rid of the trend lines. The difference here is this is an actual consolidation. This is an actual base, if you will. If you look over here, it's a straight move down, and then here's your base. So I remember this time, and I didn't think the market had bottomed down here. I didn't think the market had bottomed until we got over here. We knew we were going to get a breakout of some kind. We didn't know it would do what it did, but you knew that a breakout was coming over here, even a few days before then, about a week or two before then. But over here, I didn't think the bottom was in because of this type of a scenario, what we're in right now. So here's a base that broke down. So this is basically the first day of a breakdown. This is not your bottoming candle right there. You can see this low breaks the low. So this is a move underneath it. Hey, what up, D? Did you get in? Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll check it out. We'll look at it in a second. Anyway, so I think that's the difference. That's my opinion. As of right now, without the day closing and all that stuff, but we are sitting in a situation with pretty high volume. I do think it's too soon for a capitulation. We would probably have to go down a substantial amount more. I mean, I don't know. If we wicked down today to 20K, I guess maybe it could be a capitulative candle. Because then you're looking at a day that's down 20 something percent. We did a survey a while ago. I'll have to pull up my notes. But we did a survey a while ago about actual capitulation candles and their percentages, and they're higher. They're definitely higher. It's 15, 13% day is not a capitulation candle. We can easily hold this trend, and it does appear that we're still doing that. All right, let's take a look at this link. Look into Bitcoin 200 weekly moving average heat map. The heat map part's the interesting part there. I will say this though. When everybody's this is the fourth or fifth topic of conversation we've had about this 200 weekly moving average. And if this thing breaks, what is everyone going to latch on to next? Think about that. You don't want to hold your hopes. You don't want to have all of your dreams ride on some kind of an esoteric thing like this. You actually want to ground it in some kind of sound action. Um, some sound principle. So while I'm not super mad at the 200 weekly, it's also I'm not living and dying on it either. This chart definitely paints it in a bit of a better picture. This is weekly Bitcoin price, weekly moving average. Percent monthly increase of the two. Oh, okay. So this just tells you the percentage over the 200 weekly moving average. I have heard about exit signals in terms of parabolic runs like these red ones here. I have heard of exit signals in regards to that. We obviously didn't get that this time around. We're not really. I think we're kind of done with parabolas with Bitcoin. I don't know about forever. It's hard to say anything's done forever. We may get a couple more at some point in our lifetimes, but in the next someone mentioned earlier 2 to 5 year time horizon. I'm not sure if we'll get a parabolic move. If we get something like that, then I think the whole macro situation is going to have to flip on its head pretty aggressively, and I'm not sure that's on the horizon. Water break. Ah, lovely water. Everyone take a drink of water. Water's good. If you don't have a 5-stage reverse osmosis system, get one. It is damn tasty water. That is some tasty water. Sometimes I actually crave water, which is crazy because I live in a desert. Yeah, I mean, I got to give the 200 weekly as props though. Like it looks like it's held it up for a substantial period of time. So, yeah, not too bad. In terms of what's the zero? Do we have any purple? We have some purple down here. I don't really see any purple in here. Aha, this does work the same. Even this one's not purple. How come it just goes from blue to green to yellow to red? Not a lot of. You would argue these would be definitely different. Percent monthly increase of 200 weekly moving average. Oh, it's a percentage increase. Oh, it's not percent above. It's percent movement. Gotcha. All right, what else we got here? I think this is the one we've been looking at recently. Hey, there's a fear and greed index on here too that I thought was pretty interesting. It did the same. It's a little bit different than the other one that everyone looks at. It's loading. It's a pretty slow website though. What's up, Ethan? Oh yeah, you guys wanna? Yeah, go for it, guys. Yeah, don't. I don't know. No, he can. Just don't eat like 6 of them, because your internals will explode and your teeth will cave in. My wife made these crazy cinnamon roll pancakes. Just taste like sugar on top of a pancake. I mean, they're tasty, but it's way too much damn sugar. So here's fear and greed. It's pretty darn fearish here, as it should be. Yeah, in these market situations. If you looking over here, we stayed fearish for a long period of time too. I think this is a good way to look at the fear and greed index. As a matter of fact, I like this view on it. It's definitely a little bit better. Sports drink while at Planet Fitness? Yeah, a little bit. Water's good though. Tasty water. It's tasty. You gotta taste it, Alex. Go find somebody with a 5-stage RO. And ask someone to taste their water. You're gonna be like, damn, that's some good water. Yummy, yummy. Uh, it's funny they talk about pi cycle top indicator. I have an entire method of trading called the pi method. It's not. I don't think it has anything to do. It's not has nothing to do with this pi, but it's a bit of a different indicator. Mine is PII actually, and it works amazingly well. Mainly because it's not like other garbage. It's actually really good. What is this? What are we looking at here? It's just the 350 times 2 and the MA. Why does it say So what am I? I've never looked at this before. What am I looking at here? Yeah, their pages are pretty slow. This appears to be. Um, I'm just trying to take in what I'm seeing here. I don't. I've never really. I don't think I've ever seen this before. And somehow they have little vertical dashes of these parabolic tops. I wonder why that is. That doesn't even appear on their legend. They just have. Oh, is that the cross? Oh, it's where they cross. Oh, that makes sense. Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's look at this a little bit closer. A little bit unique. I'm not. That's one thing I don't like about. I like this in one way. I don't like it in the fact that I can't adjust it. So you get the green undercutting. I mean, pretty darn close to the top. Like that's. I wonder if this guy just amalgamated two moving averages and figured out how to make this happen like this and made it a thing. All right, Ted, have a good one, bud. Yeah, that's you know what? You know what this is? Yeah, that is the 111. Um this this only catches parabolic runs. This isn't going to catch anything else other than parabolic runs. Oh, wow. Got that one too. Huh. Jeez. That's impressive. But the question is, you probably can't run this on any other asset in the world, I would argue. I don't know. Somebody make it. It's got to be a pi cycle indicator. It's got to be an indicator. I looks like Bitcoin's popping up a little bit. Oh, there's a higher volume bottoming candle on the 15-minute. Right there. Not too bad. Yeah, everyone's looking at that 200 weekly, Aram. Everyone's looking at that. That's all they've been talking about today is the 200 weekly. Lots of 200 weeklies. What was I gonna look at? Oh yeah, we're gonna look at that pi indicator. That's my pi. Was it pi top? Cycle top indicator. Here we go. Let's throw it on. Pi cycle top. Huh? I'll go to the index. Races start to accumulate edition. Okay. Pi cycle top. Man, that is pretty good. At least according to these charts. Yeah, that was a little early. No, I mean, you can't fault that. Interesting. So the question is, does this work on anything else? Ethereum. Not so much. I think that's a tool that's designed to fit to Bitcoin. I use Solana. Solana had crazy runs. Probably not even enough data to get the Pi cycle averages working, to be quite honest with you. I don't think it's enough. Maybe Cardano. Cardano's been around for a while. Pi cycle top right there. Okay. Definitely missed out on a little bit run after that, but not too bad. Is there a Pi cycle bottom, I guess, is the question. Luna $1? There you go. What is Luna up to these days? Luna Tether Binance? Let's check it out. Oh, it got a Pi cycle top. Now this is obviously Luna 2, because LUNC I think is the old Luna, which is pretty dead. All right, enough with Luna. Coin's dead. All right, Pi cycle top, man. That's not bad. You can't be too mad at that. But I think it's really meant for extreme moves. It's got to be real extreme moves. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not too mad at that actually. I've never seen that. I've heard of it, but I've never looked. This is the most I've ever looked into it. All right, guys, I got to run. 8:45 almost. I gotta do my newsletter, then do the then do the power hour. So I'm gonna bail, guys. Have a great one. I will see you guys later. Bye.